Hey, what's up everyone? This is Tuck Notes, Beginner Stock Talk. I just finished up listening to a 35-minute interview between a guy named Chimad. I want you to write this name. This is a big deal, what's going on right now. This is crazy stuff, but his name is Chamath. And the last name is Palphitia. You can just start typing it in and it'll come up. And there's a full interview with him and CNBC, and I just watched it, and it got pretty like, this guy, Chamath, I don't know much about him, but he knows a lot about how Wall Street works, and he pretty much put the other guy in his place. You can see it on his face. If you're street smart and read people's faces, you can see him going, oh my God. So what goes on in this interview is, Chamath is asked, this guy, I forgot his name, but it's like someone that's on CNBC. He wants to know his thoughts about the situation, what he thinks about it. His one thing is Wall Street is average investors versus Wall Street treats average investors, versus hedge fund investors, and what he believes needs to be done. So basically, it's like how Wall Street teaches how they treat the average investor versus hedge fund investors, and what he believes needs to be done. And this is kind of like the story I'm going to tell right now. Hopefully, in a short moment. So what he did was, this guy, Chamath, he made it $500,000, like I said in the last video, and he donated to this company, or this fund called Barstool. You can check it out, barstool.com. And that company, I believe, will disperse the money to all these retailer stores so they can start growing and making money and come back alive, because we're in such a crisis right now, financially. And so I'm going to give you the during this conversation, during this interview, I just took notes down. Like when I heard something really important, I wrote it down, and whether it was a positive or a negative catalyst of the conversation. And so I'm going to read you my notes, and you guys can formulate your own opinion as to what you think about this and everything when I'm finished. But what's going on is, I told you he's taking his gains, donated it. And by the way, there are other heavily billionaires doing this exact same thing and donating their gains to Barstool, all to the same fund, to help out people. And I'll get into this. So here's the negative catalyst. Wall Street is perpetuating Wall Street as like a casino. That's how CNN's viewing it. Does this call into interpretation of the system? Integration. Sorry. Anyways, another one is GameStop. Just because you're, wrong doesn't mean you can change the rules. Meaning, just because these institutions are wrong about what they did and their false numbers and basically pocketing the money, and then now you got this movement of short squeezers that are finding these companies that are going bankrupt and betting against them that they, I guess, maybe will not. I don't know how it goes. I'm not a pro at this part, but just get the general idea. They're betting against these companies that are falling short, and they're making a lot of money off of it. And that's a tactic to make money. It's not one that I've ever taught you guys how to do it. I've been teaching you the old conservative way, because this is beginner stock talk, and I'm not even advanced into this type of stock trading. This is much more advanced trading. However, as we progress into this, why is this wrong? CNN asks. Jamal says, well, if Tesla can do it, why can't retailers can do it? Meaning, like, Tesla was just like having huge run-ups, and people were putting puts and calls on it. Why can't you do it to another company that doesn't like have as much money? Like, it's the same thing. It gets down to almost like constitutional stuff. Institutions are discounting how smart these kids are, like you, me, and everyone else, because Robinhood and other apps are taking out the middleman to doing the work. That's another thing. That wasn't said in here, but I'm saying that. A portfolio, the portfolio arbitrage, there's too much put by created institutions. I don't know how that goes. I'm sorry about that. But basically, he's all, you can't eat your cake. You can't have your cake. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I'm sorry, I'm not a great note taker, but you got to get the gist of the big picture, and that's all you need to know. Positive catalyst, to have to be cognizant that the average Joe has access to all the same info as hedge funds, and they're catching on to this, and like this, how the stock market works and how to do these calls and puts and, say, I think it's going to get to this level, on this date, or whatever. It's very risky stuff, but if you know what you're doing, you can profit and make a lot of money off of it. But you can lose all that money too. Before in retail, we would see long holds, meaning long people holding on to long term on companies. And now we start seeing more sophistication. Future. This is the future in retail. Our retail sophistication will catch up in time. Retail sophistication, or our sophistication, will catch up with institutionalization, sophistication. Sorry, and because of that. That's going to scare them, because, we have all these YouTubers out there. Some are fake, and I've told you all about that if you've been watching my channel long enough. Some are real, and some are not getting paid to do this, and some are. And you got to find out, you got to read between the lines, who's telling you the truth and who's not. And that part comes from being on the street and being street smart, knowing how to read people's faces, psychology. All this stuff plays into the stock market. Even though you're not even investing, you are investing your time into watching videos. So you want to make sure you're watching quality ones. So, there's other, like, to further this is that there's investment firms like ARK Invest that are completely transparent with their numbers and their portfolio. Like I told you that you can get what their daily sells and buys are, and get an email every day. And it gives you, and this is where I'm telling you and taking it to a personal note for me, myself, that, you know, Tucker, you know, is personal. ARK Invest daily trades. It's helped me so much in my education, finance, and how to map out a plan and invest in stocks and to make gains off of it. I mean, and learn from whatever I'm trying to invest in. You know, it's like I said it, Kathy Woods has made so much money. She doesn't care about making money. She wants to make everyone else money. Like, that's how I'm looking at her way of her daily, you know, signals about what's going to happen. The only catch is she got it right before you, the day before. So, you know, you're not going to get all the pie. You'll get half of the pie, the money. Another thing is that a lot of kids, he kept on repeating this because the guy kept on asking the same question, thinking he'd change his answer, but he's not. And he was just, a lot of kids are catching on to this faster than Wall Street thought. And, you know, we got access to Google, YouTube, like I just told you. So there's so much out there in the playing field. And, you know, it's messed up that institutions can hide, you know, their numbers. But, you know, people like ARK Invest publish quarterly reports, daily reports, yearly reports, you know, and these other guys get around it. And, you know, if you can get a chance to watch this video with this interview that just recently happened, I would highly recommend it, because at the end he really bursts the bubble and tells a lot about how Wall Street and the inside of it really works, the shadiness, the side that I always thought was there, but now there's other people that are doing it, that are saying it is there, and people are making a movement against it. And this is one form, and this is Khalif's, or I can't pronounce his name, but this is his this is a form of a movement of making money off of you corporate people in a depressive state, doing it, these calls and puts. And so just to let you know, if you don't know, you know, some of the stocks that two of the stocks that I didn't mention that I did see when I looked on my source's website are Nokia and another one called SKT. That's Tanger Factory. I've told you about GameStop and AMC. AMC is the one to focus on for probably average Joe, because it's the cheaper one. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, and you wouldn't be like, if you have some extra change to lose, put in 25 bucks into the GameStop and see what happens, or into one of these companies, and see what happens over the next couple of days, because there's some crazy, this week will end in a weird, I don't know what's up, but this is a crazy week. We've never seen anything like this. And I'm kind of excited, you know, because, you know, I'm tired of being, well, I haven't tired, I just started in May, but I don't want to be the underdog. I want to be on top, and I want us to be on top. So let's get on top, right? Have a good night. Love you guys. Thank you for watching my videos. Really appreciate it. I know I'm having this problem with the internet, and I'm at my mom's house, hopefully getting this video uploaded today or tomorrow morning for you guys to see. You can follow me on Tuck Notes. If you're new, tell people about Tuck Notes also, please. I really would appreciate that. And I'm on Instagram at TuckerMLO. So in the course that you don't see videos here, check out my Instagram, because you might find them on there. I don't like to put them on there, but if I have to, I will. All right. And my blog is Tuck's blog, #Tuck's blog. And I don't have to get up and push the button because I got a little clicker.